Bhavna, why so late today?
Sorry, I was not being able to connect.
Okay.
I was using through my data, so I could not.
Okay. Fine, no problem.
I'm
Fine.
sorry.
So today we will do the HR policies. Okay. You would have heard about the HR policies in any company, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So any idea like what it would be like, what things it would include? HR policies?
Maybe about the company and all the things that needs to be done, or maybe something like that.
Okay. So you've gone through any employee policy handbook earlier, anytime? I'm sure for Nirmala, this is the first time you would be hearing this, no? Employee policy and all. This is your first job. And there is no HR department as of now in your company, right?
Yes.
Okay. So employee policies are those guidelines, okay, which help employees, function daily in an organization. So whatever rules and regulation that you can think of and the discipline that needs to be put in place, okay, that is covered in HR policy handbook. Okay, so it is in the hands of the HR department to set these rules and guidelines to function properly in an organization, like to maintain discipline in the organization. Okay, so the HR policy handbook defines all those rules. Fine. So I will take you through a HR policy handbook. Just a minute.
Everything just went off.
It went off. Oh, okay. For you, you can see us now.
Yes.
Again, she went. Okay, I'm trying to share the screen, so just wait, okay? Let me know if you're able to see the, okay, now I think it is visible, no?
Yes.
You can see Human Resource Policy Manual.
Yes.
Okay, so I have taken this policy manual of one of the other companies, okay? It was for one of my clients that we did. Okay, so I will just refer to it in, in brief what we generally have as a policy handbook in every company, okay? So it is the duty of the HR department only to build all these policies for a company. So table of contents, okay, it has like the policies generally, like what all should it include in general. You must be wondering like, okay, policies set for what, like for what all things we need to set the employee policy, right? For what all do you need to set process, in a company. So initially it'll be like very vague, okay, what to do and all that. Okay, so here is, I'm just showing you the table of contents to tell you like what all policies can be developed in a company. Okay, so first is the grade structure. I will tell you in detail about each of the policies. We will not be able to cover it in one session. Okay, so it might take 2 or 3 sessions also, because there are a lot of things like entire employee retention, starting from recruitment, employee retention to employee exit. So all this will be outlined in a policy handbook. Okay, so this will take bit of a time for us to finish and understand. And I will really appreciate if you guys come up with questions. Okay, because it will be really necessary for you to understand in detail. Later on, you guys are going to be the process builders for policy handbook, or to set any process in the company. And believe me, guys, Siliguri provides a very good, scope for you to develop your career in HR, because there's not much competition here, no big companies, right? And startups are the best place where you can really grow. Okay, startups or small companies, no, since you will be the only person, okay, there won't be a big department, so you will, the entire responsibility will be given to you. So when you do start doing the research and start understanding and implementing things, that is when you learn as much as possible. So if you get an opportunity to work with companies in Siliguri as an HR, do not miss that out. Okay, rather than working for big companies, no, I always suggest people to go for startups, because you will learn the work from the scratch, and that is very important to grow in your career and to learn a lot. Okay, so please carefully listen to all the things that we are discussing. And in case you have any questions in mind, do not hesitate to answer. Do not think it is going to be very silly and I might look stupid. So don't think of anything like that. You guys are new to this field, and it is very, it is important for you to ask questions and know the slightest of things. Okay, so don't hesitate to ask questions, right? Okay. So first is the grade structure. Grade structure means we will start building up level 1, level 2, level 3. So initially when a person joins, they'll be in level 1. Then after some time, after achieving certain experience, they'll go to level 2 and all that. Okay. So level 1, level 2, level 3, or in other companies, it'll be band 1, band 2, band 3. So that is called the grade structure. I will explain to you all this in detail once we progress towards the main policy handbook. Okay. So in the meantime, I will just tell you in gist what all these things are. Hiring and joining. So in hiring and joining, we will explain in all the policy handbooks. It is important to explain what is the recruitment and hiring process in the company. So in different companies, it may vary. Okay, but what is the process that this particular company, not my company, but in general, your company. So you'll have to set the process saying that in our company, this is the process we follow in recruiting candidates. So this policy will explain in detail. Okay. And third one is probation and confirmation. So we've discussed already probation and confirmation. So you will have to outline that in this company, if an employee comes to join in this company, he will be in probation period for how many months, and how will he get confirmed? What is the process of confirmation? So all that we'll have to explain. Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
when we are doing the policy handbook, okay, please understand that we will be keeping in mind that for a particular company, what is the policy. So it will not be in general. We will have to make policies for a particular company. That means for the company that I am working for. Okay, like example, Nirmala, you will be making a policy handbook for unique traders or unique construction, right? So when you make the policy handbook, you will have to keep in mind what is important, and in discussion with, after discussing with the seniors and owners of the company, you will have to come to a final decision of how certain process is going to work. Okay, and that will be limited only to your company. Okay, so it will not be a generic thing, because we will have to make policies keeping in mind the situation, the environment, and all interest of the company that you are working for. So the policies for one company may not be very similar to another company. Okay, so though it is quite similar, but it is not necessary that all policies have to be same for all the companies. Okay, like for example, see a Bible or a Gita, it is a general policy, or it is a general guidance for all of us, or for all the Hindus, or all for all the Christians, right? But policy handbook is not like that. So all employees across all companies will not have to follow the same guidelines. So we developed this keeping in mind the decisions of the senior management of the company. Okay, so recruitment process for Surge HR Solutions and recruitment process for the company in which Nirmala is working, or the company in which Bhavna is working, may not be similar. Okay, so this will be company specific, and certain other things like statutory, like how many leaves to provide, how many leaves an employee should avail. Okay, all that is as per the government guidelines. So that cannot differ. It has to be the same for everyone, because we have certain things like Factories Act. Okay, we have Companies Act. So these are all statutory laws when it comes to labor or employees working in any organization. So we have to follow all that. I will tell you in which policies you will have to refer to the government rules and regulations. Okay, but for certain other policies like probation, hiring, joining and recruitment, grade structure, notice period, and all, this is specific to the company. Okay, understanding?
Yes. Yes.
Fine. So probation and confirmation, I have explained to you earlier what it is. So we just have to outline what a particular company is going to follow. And notice period, again, notice period, some companies, depending on the grade, depending on the position of responsibility, we will have to decide, okay, what will be the notice period. So you understand notice period? What is notice period?
Yes.
Yeah. So Bhavna, can you please explain to us what is notice period?
Giving a particular certain time before we do anything. Suppose I'm leaving the company, then I have to serve notice period for a month or some weeks before I leave the company, because within those notice period, they will either find someone who can be replaced in place of me, and within that notice period, I have to complete whatever work has been assigned to me, so that they will not have any problem when I leave the company.
So for the smooth transition, a notice period is given, right? Nirmala, you got what she said? You understood
Yes,
what she said? You understood. Okay, fine. So compensation and benefits, here it is, compensation and benefits. Compensation means cash. Okay, so how are we compensating our employees for their service? Okay, what kind of cash benefits we are giving to the employees? What kind of other benefits we are giving to the employees for serving the company? Okay, so that policy we will have to put under compensation and benefits. So that is cash and other benefits. Okay, and performance management process, I told you, no, it is a huge process in every company. It happens once in a year. In some of the big IT companies, it happens twice a year. So this is going to be a huge process for any HR department in a company, because it happens at the same time for all the employees. Okay, so performance management system is the annual appraisal that I spoke about. Remember, yesterday we were doing, yeah, so that is performance management process. Okay, and leave policy. So leave policies will include how many leaves an employee is entitled to in one financial year. Okay, for there will be permanent employees and there will be employees who are in probation. There might be employees who are in contract. So the number of leaves and the type of leaves for these employees will be different. So we will have to specify it in writing that this particular, this for all permanent employees are entitled to these many leaves. They are entitled to the various types of leaves, and if in contract, then you will have to specify for contract employees, these are the types of leaves and number of leaves available in our office or in our company. Okay, so all these details have to be written down, and we'll have to build a policy a policy book for all these things. Okay, so see, it is, why is HR policy book important? Why is it important?
So that people who joins the company would be aware of the norms that the company has written down, so that we all follow.
Mhm. Right. Nirmala, why do you think it is important?
It is easier for employee to understand the policies of a company.
Yes. So it becomes a standard format. Okay. So for any employee who joins the company, they will just refer to the policy handbook. So the HR will have the same policy for each and every employee. So for every employee, if somebody asks me how many leaves should I take, you don't have to think, and you don't have to, there won't be any confusion for any employee that leaves for this person is different and leaves for that person is different. So that will be defined in terms of the grades and level and all that, but it will be standardized for each and every employee. The policies of the company will be the same. Okay, so even if the HR changes, suppose you leave this company and you join another company, still the policy will remain the same. Okay, so it becomes as a standard operating procedure book. So it's a booklet that's always kept in the management office. Okay, or it's a soft copy, it is maintained in the management office. So whatever process or policy that you want to know about, everybody will have the same policy to talk about, or will refer to the same points. So it will not change for anyone. Okay, so it will be a standard operating procedure for an HR or for the management when it comes to employees. Okay. For one of the clients that I had done this, okay, they were facing a problem of, for one employee they had to do this, and for another employee they had to do some other thing. So there was a huge confusion and fights and all going on. Why for this person you gave this many leaves, and why for that person, why for me only these many leaves and all that. So that because they did not have a standard process in place. So whatever came on the way, however, whatever the situation was, depending on that, they acted at that moment. But later on, what happened? It created a lot of clash among employees. Okay, so it is necessary to put a standard process in place. That is why we form HR policy handbook. Okay, otherwise it should be referred to as employee policy handbook, because it is not for the HR, but it is for the employees of the company, right? But still, generally people say it is HR policy handbook. Okay, however, it is important for a company whose employee strength is more than 10 should have this in place. Okay, so employee relocation policy. So in case, any company has more than one branch and in more than one location, then they will have this employee relocation policy, because they want to relocate from one branch from Siliguri, suppose, to a branch in Kolkata. Okay, so when a company is being transferred or is relocating from one location to another, this policy should be in place. Okay, and working hours and working days. So how will any employee know that I need to work from Monday to Friday, okay, or Monday to Saturday? Okay, so all this needs to be written down. Okay, so the working days for uni traders is Monday to Saturday, and from 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So that has to be written. Okay, and in case there is any flexible timing, like for some IT companies, they work on flexible timing. Okay, flexible hours. That means they just need to complete 8 hours of their duty every day. So whatever time they come, there is no issues, but they have to ensure that they log in for 8 hours. Okay, so all this needs to be outlined. Fine. And dress code. So what kind of dress code are we supposed to wear to office? Okay, you can't go on asking people, or you can't pinpoint people every day. Am I right? You can't go from desk to desk and say, why are you wearing this, why not that? You're supposed to wear this to office. Okay, now you might say one thing, but after you leave, the other HR might say something else, or some other manager might say something else. Okay, so it has to be written down saying that sometimes for the salespeople it is formal, sometimes for visual merchandisers it is casual. So depending on the profile, also the dress code may change in a company. Okay, so that all needs to be written down. Okay, and attendance. So we will have to tell the employees how the attendance is captured. Like I think we were discussing during our initial sessions that sometimes attendance is captured in the register we sign, right? And in some companies through ID card punching, and most of the companies have the biometric system. No, now thumb and this impression we take, the biometric system. So we have to explain all this in the policy handbook, saying that your attendance will be captured in this mode, and you will have to punch in from this time to this time. So all that needs to be very clearly mentioned, bit by bit. All this has to be mentioned to avoid any confusion. Okay, and internal transfers, that means departmental transfers. So if you encourage departmental transfers, then what is the process and who can apply, all that needs to be explained. And separation process is the exit. So the last stage of employee life cycle, that is employee exit. So what is the separation process? We either say employee exit or we say separation, because the employee is separating himself or herself from the company. Okay, so separation process can be like different kinds. So what is the process? What are the types of separation process? When will the employee get the last salary? All that needs to be explained. Okay, we will do each of the policy one after the other. Okay, so I had done this for a company called Karvi Financial Services. So I'm just referring to the same one. Okay, grade structure. See, this is the grade structure of the employees who are on rolls of the company. So roles means on rolls of the company. Any idea? On rolls of the company?
The duty we are given. Roles means the duty that we are assigned.
No. Here roles means permanent role. So permanent role means whose salary is being processed by the company. Have you heard of companies who outsource their payroll to a third party vendor? Right? They outsource. Suppose they are taking people on contract. Okay, then what they do is they take a third party vendor or a consultant, and they ask them to do the hiring as well as the payrolling. So the company directly, suppose IBM, okay, any employee is joining IBM in contract, not as a permanent employee, but in contract for 1 year. Then what IBM does is they give the payrolling also to a company called Manpower Services. Okay, so they are in the temp role, that means temporary role. They are not in the role of the company, that is IBM. Okay, so the salary is being processed by another company, which is Manpower Services, for example. Okay, so this grade structure that we have developed is for employees who are under the permanent roles of the company. So the Karvi itself is paying the salary. Of course, for contract staff also who are not on roles of the company, Karvi only is paying, but it is through the consultant. Okay, their pay slip and offer letter, everything is through the consultant. Fine. So level 1 would be who enters the company as an associate. Okay, if somebody is entering the company in the initial stage as a fresher, as a graduate, then his designation will be an associate. Okay, then after an associate, after his promotion, he becomes a senior associate after 2 to 3 years. Okay, then after senior associate, he becomes an officer, and then an assistant manager, then manager, senior manager, assistant vice president, and vice president. So these are the 8 levels in which the employees can see themselves in the company. Okay, so all benefits, salary, everything will vary depending on the levels. So the grade structure means grade 1 will be associate, grade 2 will be senior associate, grade 3 will be officer, and so on and so forth. Okay, here you are defining the levels of the employees in terms of their designation, experience, and their education level. Okay. Hiring and joining. So in hiring and joining, see here we are defining recruitment. Okay, how recruitment is done for permanent employees. So you understood the concept of permanent employee? Yes?
Yes.
They work permanently in company.
but you have all rights to remove that person. It's not that you will have to bear the employee no matter what his performance and discipline. You'll have to bear him till he retires. No, it is not that. Permanent employee is not like government employee. Like you can't throw him out. No, it is not like that. I explained to you some time back, permanent employees are those employees whose salary is being paid by the company. All documents related to the employee will be in the name of the company only. Okay, example IBM. If you are going to work in IBM, then IBM letterhead will be given to you saying that you are being offered a role of maybe a software engineer in IBM. Okay, and your salary will come directly from IBM. Your pay slips and everything will be given from IBM. Okay, but if you're not a permanent employee or a contract employee, then what happens? IBM, you will not get any document from IBM nor the salary from IBM. You will get it from another vendor, that is from a consultant. Okay, and IBM will pay the consultant. So non-permanent employees, they will be in contract for 1 year or 6 months and on. Okay, so permanent employees have the choice of leaving the company by their own. Okay, but temporary employees or non-permanent employees, they have to leave when the contract period is over. That is the difference, and obviously the difference is there on the documentation process and everything. Okay. So see, you will have to define it like this. Recruitment for permanent employees. What is the objective of this policy? Why are you making this policy? That objective needs to be defined. This policy is aimed at having a universal and scientific method to hire the best talent in the industry with optimum skills and aptitude required for the job. Okay, so you'll have to explain why you are making this policy. What is the main aim of making this policy? Okay, so here, as I read out to you, this policy is aimed at having a universal and scientific method to hire the best talent in the industry with optimum skills and aptitude required for the job. And what is the scope? All employees hired on roles of the company. So this recruitment process will take all the employees under the payroll of the company. So roles is the short form of payroll. Okay, we spell Payroll, payroll, right? So when we are saying on the roles of the company means the payrolling of that employee is done by the company itself directly. Okay, so here we are defining the process. See, given below is the procedure that has to be followed while recruiting. Any deviation with this policy has to be approved by the CEO and group head HR. Their decision will be final. So you will have to explain the process. Like what is the eligibility? Basic age should be 18 years and above, should have completed 15 years of formal education. Okay, in case a foreign national should hold a valid work permit. So see, this policy will vary from company to company, as I told you, but you're supposed to define all these things in a policy handbook. Okay, who you're supposed to take the approvals from, hiring approvals, from who all you should take. Okay, you have to define all that. So you can also include empaneled recruitment consultants here. And then, you know, how much you're going to pay them. Okay, so all that can be given. And what are the methods of recruitment? See, here it is given campus recruitment. Okay, recruitment advertisement through job fairs. So we will do the recruitment through all these methods. Okay, so each and everything needs to be mentioned in the policy handbook. And how is the selection procedure going to happen? How are you going to select the candidates? See, grade of hire first round. See, for associate, assistant manager, manager, senior manager, assistant vice president, and vice president, first round will be taken by immediate line manager. That means who is immediately working with the employee. Second round should be taken by region division head, third by HR, fourth by the CEO, and final decision will be taken by the CEO along with the group head HR. Okay, so you'll have to outline this process like this. The selection process also. And who is going to take the decision on the following points, like key skill sets required to perform the job should be demonstrated by the candidate. So I'm not going to read out everything to you. It'll be very boring for you all day, you know, write up, you'll fall asleep here, I know. So I'm just trying to explain to you that in any policy handbook, you'll have to mention everything regarding the process. Okay. So I will just touch base upon the important points because it will not be possible for me also to read out all the policies. Okay. See, if any employee is coming from far away, okay, just for the interview, then what needs to be done? In case a candidate travels from one city to another on account of the interview for the company would reimburse the candidate for travel incidentals. Okay, So this is the policy that Karvi wanted to have. Okay, but it might not be same for everyone. How the pre-employment screening is done. Through internal customer database, internal, I don't know what this negative is, I don't know what they have mentioned. So forget about the recruitment. Yeah. So after recruitment is done, what is the joining process? Okay. So we will have to outline the objective, why you want to put forth the joining process as a procedure, as in HR policy, and then what is the process. Okay, 3 days before the date candidate is supposed to join, HR will inform the following concerns. So the line manager, admin department and IT department for allocation of all that is required for the candidate. Okay, and then what are the certificates to be given at the time of joining. Okay, all this you need to put it in a policy. And then what all forms the new joinee is supposed to fill. So this is the joining forms, joining report, acceptance of code of conduct, and what all forms we need to include and give it to the candidate while joining. Okay, all that needs to be outlined. For big companies, all this PF nomination form and gratuity form and all also needs to be included. Okay, suppose I'm going to hire relatives, then what is the hiring procedure for relatives? Okay, is this becoming monotonous for you guys? Policy handbook. You just want me to touch base on what policies needs to be done and explain the process. I think that'd be easier, no? Rather than reading out. Right?
Yes.
Compensation and benefits. So what we can do is, I'll explain to you the different, oh God, what happened?
I'm not being able to see anything.
Yeah, the screen just went off. I tried using Google Meet also, okay, but then the session was not getting recorded. That's why I had to, use Zoom again. Because for people, if they miss out on sessions and I don't have the recording, it becomes difficult to refer back. The session cannot be recorded. That's the drawback of Google Meet.
I'm being disconnected, disconnected and connected between.
You're trying to disconnect and reconnect.
No, I'm not trying, but it's automatically happening. It's being disconnected and again connected. It happens.
Yeah,
Right. We were talking about the relative hiring.
Sorry?
We're talking about relative hiring.
No, the screen is flickering. That is why I'm not proceeding. Just do it.